Good morning, traders. It's really early on Tuesday morning where I'm at. It's about 50 minutes at the top of the hour. Um, Want to go over this week ahead, and it'll be a quick one. Obviously, we know the things are going on in Ukraine. This war is getting more and more difficult to determine the outcome. The START treaty is gone now. The START treaty for nuclear testing. So um, Russia has said it's going to start testing again to see if it can deter some of its, clientele that's coming up against it. We know that through intelligence through Germany that they are now possibly going to secure arms from China, mainly the kamikaze drones. They're going to secure those from China, possibly. So a lot's still going on. We have the conflict over there in the Middle East with Israel, and now it looks like the Saudis are going to join Israel, and they're going to drop out of the BRICS, the currency deal. Right now, they're kind of playing both sides of the field. They pledged, over 400 million to Ukraine. That kind of breaks down that deal between them and Russia and China, but they're interested in their security, and Iran poses a very definite security risk, and they need to partner up with Israel to knock out. If the United States doesn't do anything, Israel and the Saudis are going to knock out their nuclear power plants and so forth, so they don't have access to high grade plutonium. So a lot of stuff going on in the world, and it's hard to keep track of. I know it changes daily, but we do the best we can. Concerning markets are unsure right now, and we have ranges. There's really no feeling of a very strong bullish scenario, and there's really no feeling of a strong bearish scenario. However, there's much more of a feeling that there could be a strong bearish scenario. And it seems like global events are kind of taking front and center now versus financial events, domestic financial events. So I'm seeing that sentiment start to change, and you may be seeing that in the markets as well. We're just going to kind of keep an eye on things and see how they go. But first of all, we still expect this ranging, this accumulation right here, we're still expecting it to break topside and get up to our 4 percentile area for the 10-year yield. Okay, so we're still expecting that to go higher as of right now. And then once it hits that, probably pull back to this channel. We'll see what happens after that. I'm not going to go any further than that, but that's what we're looking for on the 10-year. So that's our 10-year outlook going forward this week. And I don't even know if it'll happen this week, but if it doesn't, we'll go into the week after. So 10-year outlook there. Next, the VIX has held this channel so far. I really don't see this coming down here to this bottom. I don't see it coming down here into the 16 level. I think we just kind of go sideways right now, and kind of looks like it will break back up eventually and head back up to the 30 range, because there's a much bigger range here. If you can see that, we've been following this for some time and governing everything we do off this range right here. It's a much larger range here, and so we've been kind of working off that range there for a while. I just think this ranges down in here and eventually starts to make its way up to the 30. Does it come all the way back down? I really don't think so. It could, but I just don't see it. I see too many events that are telling us that risk is going to come back into the markets. If it was just everything was okay in the world, I think we'd be heading down, okay? But things aren't. So more so to the top side. Next, we have dollars. So we were counter trending this to the top side. It hit our target of 105 and some change. We're out of that. However, I am neutral in this right now. I do have my trades still going to the short side up here, but neutral in adding trades on down here. I want to see something like a break of this resistance level that we're at right now, a break, a retest to this support, acting as support, and then back up. And if it's going to go long, it's going to go to 108, maybe even 108.50. And I'd take the long there. So I'd be back into a counter trend to 108.50 on this. If it holds here, it's going to start to go down, and we're going to, go down, retest, head back down, and hit into the 98, 96 zone. But I have a feeling that we might be breaking out and heading to the 108 zone. So that's more so what I'd be looking for, the 108 zone on dollar. Okay, on the S&P, we've come back down. We've held this. I still think we can come down lower. We've went down to that part that we took our trade off because it was a 39.50 area. It went clear to 39.48, almost to take to 39.50. I just think we're going to range here. If we do hold this, we're going to range here and then start accelerating to the top side again. But if we don't hold this, the trade is break, pull back. So let me just write this out so you can see it here. But if it doesn't hold, it's break. So we're going to break it, come down, pull back, and that's where we're going to put our trade in. And then we're going to go short. Okay, and this thing's going to start to really head down. Okay, but if this holds right in here, I think we start to push out, and we may go to the 50, come back. Again, we'll have to watch and see if we hold. If we hold again, then up, and we're going to have to break this level right here to confirm the long. It's not long until it breaks this level right there. Once that's broken, it would break, come back and retest and head out this way. So we're playing this step by step. We're going to play it up to this level right here, which is about, if it does go long, we're going to play it to about 40.69. We're going to take it off there, stay neutral. We're going to see the pullback. We'll see if it does pull back, and if it holds there about 39.90, about 4,039.97. If it holds there and starts to move back up, we'll probably get back in it. Watch for the break of here for continuation up. We're going to pull here. We'll probably watch a pullback and then a continuation up. We'll add on that break and pull back. And we'll add on that pullback right there and then up. Okay. And that's how we're going to play that. Now, this is probably weeks out. So come back in here next week. I really don't expect anything to push this market sky high within a week. This, you've seen this. This is just torturous, treacherous, whatever you want to call it. It's just really, it's day by day is what it is. So we'll just take it day by day. Right now, we're looking for this to hold. We're just looking for this to hold. And if it holds, we're going to get long it. If it breaks, we're going to wait for it to pull back and get short it right there. Okay. And that's about 39.20, somewhere in there, where we would short it. Okay. That's it for the S&P. Pretty much the same thing with the NASDAQ. We're looking for a pullback to this level right here, about 11.878, 11.889, somewhere in there. Pull back here, a push up, and we're going to look at it right here. If this holds this bottom right down here, this holds this bottom, we're going to look for something like this up. We're going to watch for it come back down. If it holds, we take it long to that area. Look for a pullback. If it breaks, pull back long to there, take it off. If it pulls back and breaks out, pull back, we'll take another long right there. Okay, and that's how we'll play this. If it breaks this area here, we're looking for down, pull back, and then we're going to go short, and we're going to keep on going. Okay, so those were pretty much, we shorted this. We've taken our profits off of this. We've been neutral on this week, and since open, or yesterday and today, we've been neutral on this. We haven't traded this. Open on this week, took profits on Friday. So we are going to stay neutral. I posted that we are taking profits. We're staying neutral on this until we get a direction. Okay, so that's where we're at on this. We're not in any trades on this for the NASDAQ. Again, US 30, we have this channel that was broken here. Now we kind of bring this down to here, and we kind of do this number here. We're kind of seeing where things are at right now. So we're at a support zone. We're going to see if it breaks that support zone. If it does, it could come down to this level right here, which is setting about 32,000, and then push it back up, and we'd see what it's going to do at 33,000. But we'd take a long to there, and then we would knock it off there and see what happens. This is in now a range, and it's, we're seeing if this is an accumulation zone for a breakout to the top side or to the downside. It's going to be one or the other. So if it's a downside move, you're going to get something like this. It's going to ricochet in here, and it's going to hold there. You're going to go short, and it's going to break back down into the channel, and you're going to get that. It's going to go long, up, down. It's going to hold. It's going to go back up. It's going to hit, back down, and then it's going to break out. And that's what it's going to do. So our long happens once this breakout happens here and it pulls back. That's where our long is going to be to go up. Okay? And that's how we're going to play that. Play the Dow just real carefully. I don't do much with it. I wait for it to show me a lot of good signals to trust it, and then I play it. We have our gold trade, so we're looking at about 1802, 1803, somewhere right down in here is where we're looking. We are short this. We're looking for that level to take profits, and then we're going to see if we get a bounce there. And so we would look for a bounce maybe right up to this area, about 1836, maybe a little higher to 1855. And we're looking for a bounce up to there. And then we're going to cut loose gold and kind of hang out on it and see what happens with it, okay? Dollar yen, we were long this. Took the profits on it on Friday. I'm looking for a hit at 137. If it pulls back and goes higher, I'm looking for a hit of about 139. So 139, I think, is the max. Kudo over there and the Minister of Finance, they are working on continuing to try to keep inflation tampered down. They are working on QE to the mass amount, but how much can you do? Okay. So I don't know. We'll find out. But I kind of made some posts on the liquidity injection back in October, how that kind of changed things. I'm expecting them to do something like that again. They'll be able to do that so much, and then they won't be able to do it anymore, and that's when it will all get out of hand. But we could see this hold there. They could do that again and push this thing down. Their whole thing is they want yield curve control, the YCC. Have certain rules that govern that, but they sometimes circumvent those rules and go outside of it, breaking the law, and liquefy. So they buy the yen, bringing the price of the yen or strengthening the price of the yen, causing dollar yen to head to the downside. And I believe they'll probably do that again. So that's why I'm looking at these areas to see what the Bank of Japan does at that zone. Pound yen, we are at a spot here where we either break, go up, pull back, and go higher up to a 169 level. That's how I'd trade that. If we hold here, come back down, we're going to hit a 158 level. So looking at this area, seeing what happens in it. If it breaks out, I'm going to look for a pullback to trade it long to that level, which would be about 169, 168.50, somewhere in that neighborhood. Next, we have Pound Aussie. Pound Aussie is making its way back up to this channel line here. Let's see if that channel line holds. That's about 1.8. And if it holds there, we're going to see if it breaks up and then pulls back down. Again, we're always looking for these accumulation phases. And usually what smart money does, just to let you know, and what you have to be careful of, you get the breakout. And that's why we wait for the breakout. And then we wait for the pullback. Now, sometimes what they'll do is they'll make it look like they're going to swing back up, but what they will do is they'll push it out to push it all the way down. And I would look for something like that here. I would look for a push out to push back down. If stocks go up higher, if risk starts to come back into the market, I would look for that. If risk continues to head out of the market, look for a continuation in the upside. It's all a matter of understanding how markets work and what to look for. And you look for that in the data, the deep and dark crannies of markets and market information and data, kind of see where things are going, and it will tell you the makeup of markets. And so we've touched on a few things like liquidity and how important liquidity is and what it causes markets to do. We also look at other charts which determine, do we have risk on, risk off, or are we neutral right now? We're just in accumulation phase, and we just kind of have to wait. And once we see flows starting to move, we can tell which direction those flows are going in, and we can hop on board and take advantage of those trades like we did the first part of this year, or since October. Euro Aussie came back and stopped us out here. And we did take some profits down in here, but still, we didn't get the full extent of the trade. So now what we're kind of looking for, again, this is the range. This is the accumulation. Do we go break out, come back down, or do we come back down and head higher? And that's really what we're kind of looking for here as the full structure. Possibly we go up to this level here, which is 1.62. But as of right now, since we're stopped out of this trade, we're neutral in it. We're just going to wait for the breakout to come back in and trade Euro Aussie. And last but not least is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did break out. It didn't go fully to our target yet, but it pulled back. We're looking for one more swing in it and hit that target around 26,700 to 27,000. After that, we'll stay neutral in it unless we get a breakout. So if there is a breakout, what we'd be looking for is something like this. We'd be, again, down, up like this, then possibly back down like this. So kind of the layout of what we'd be looking for in Bitcoin is that push up and then that pull back. But as for right now, we're looking to see if we get a reversal right here. If we hold that level, then we would look to get long Bitcoin at least up to about 25,300. So 25,300 is where we'd look to get long right there. Would I take it up further than that? No, maybe if I was brave, I'd take it up to 26,000. But that'd be plenty right there for that move. And so that's what we're looking for here to possibly get involved in the next day or two. See if that pans out in that time frame. So that's the Bitcoin trade right there, and that's what we're looking for. That pretty much wraps it up for this week. So if you want to get involved with this, again, we're going to be offering free training coming up in March when we get our platform up and running. Still a few delays on that, but should be up and running. If you want to join us now, you can join one of our paid services, and that way you can decide if you want to come in and trade futures or Forex. But we'll help you out. We'll give you the information, the tools you need to be a successful trader. I don't make any promises because each person is different in how they comprehend the information. You hear a lot of different advertisements out there. I think the important thing is that you belong to a platform that has a community, that you have smart people in that community that can help you, that you have the ability in that community to be able to adopt certain things, which creates habits, which keep you consistent in trading. And that's what we're going to be offering to help people out. Like I've said before, markets are going to get more and more difficult to trade. And they're not going to get easier. The days of cheap money are gone. That's not coming back. And the days of higher inflation, that's here to stay for at least another until 2030. So trading in those markets are going to be much, much different. It's going to take a lot more skill. If you think that you're going to go out on the internet and buy a bot, or if you think you're going to buy an indicator that's going to make everything okay for you, you're sorely mistaken. You're going to need knowledge, education, understanding how to work the markets, and you're going to need a community to keep you straight on it. So there's different ways to trade markets. Order flow, we use order flow, data, understand the macroeconomics of things so that you can predict futures. Market's all about predicting the future. And so you've got to be, up on things. You got to know what's going on. You can't be like an ostrich, stick your head in the sand. So that's what we help you learn and do and understand in 7X. So if you want to come on board, go ahead and click the link below. I'll post it in the description section, and you can check us out. And we hope you do. We're going to help as much as we possibly can on your trading journey. I know when I started trading, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have anyone who offered education. Of course, I started when FX was fairly new. We've been on the market for about 4 years, access to it. And so I learned the hard way. I lost an incredible amount of money. Luckily, I had a business which would compensate me until I learned how to trade. but I lost an incredible amount of money. So you don't have to go through that. We try to make sure you don't have to go through that. We make a bridge for you so you can cross over the rapids real quickly and get on your way to a profitable trading career. So that's pretty much what we offer. But check us out. Leave comments, subscribe, hit the like button. We can use all the help we can get to get the word out to help those in need. So take care. Have a great week. Best of luck to you in your trading.